The following episode of the Maui Chamber of Commerce's Business Matters was originally broadcast on April 2nd, 2024.
It's time now for Business Matters, brought to you by Mokulele Airlines. Now here's your host, Pam Tumpop.
Good morning, Pam.
Hey, good morning, Gary. How are you?
Very good. It's another beautiful Maui day.
It is another beautiful Maui day. Thank you so much for all you do to produce our show. Just want to welcome everybody to Business Matters, brought to you by the Maui Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, Pamela Tumpop, president of the Chamber. And today we are going to talk about the SBA. We're going to first start off by speaking with Cynthia Cowell. She is the Public Information Officer for the SBA. And then we're going to continue our discussion talking with Deputy District Director Hazel Beck of the Hawaii District Office and Michael Arriola, Acting District Director for the Hawaii District Office, as well as District Director for the State of North Carolina. And then we're going to speak with Roseann Freitas, who has been, for the past several months, the new CEO of the Building Industry Association of Hawaii. So it's going to be a fun morning this morning. But first, I'd like to welcome Cynthia Cowell. She is the Public Information Officer of the SBA, working out of Honolulu. Cynthia was raised in Hawaii, as were her parents and grandparents. She is the Public Information Officer with the Small Business Administration Office of Disaster Recovery and Resilience. She joined the SBA shortly after Hurricane Katrina hit in 2005, and she has been based in Citrus Heights, California, and is happy to be able to serve Hawaii during this disaster and is now working out of Honolulu. So good morning, Cynthia. It's great to have you on the show.
Good morning, Pam. Thanks so much for having me.
It is our great pleasure. Well, I know that there has been a lot going on that you've been involved with, and I know that you've been working in the business recovery centers, both in Honolulu and Kihei. Can you tell us a little bit about those centers and how you're serving the public?
Yes, well, SBA has set up business recovery centers in Honolulu and Kihei, like you said. The Business Recovery Center in Honolulu is based in the Hawaii Foreign Trade Zone number 9 at 521 Ala Moana Boulevard, Suite 201 on Pier 2. And they are there from 9 to 6, Monday through Friday. And the purpose of our Business Recovery Center is to have a location where business owners and even people who evacuated from Maui to Honolulu can come in and file their applications. We have computers set up with the application program already on it, and we have customer service representatives who can help if you have any questions. Now, you don't have to be a business owner to come into a business recovery center. Homeowners and renters can come in too, and we will help with your application. We also have the disaster or the Business Recovery Center on Maui, and that's at the Hawaii Technology Development Corporation Maui Research Technology Center, and that's Building A, Suite 119 at 590 Lipoa Parkway. And it's right across from the Maui Brewing Company, so can't miss it if you're going up Lipoa. And we have our customer service representatives also located there. And like I said, you don't have to be a business to come in. It might be a little quieter, or if you were relocated to Kahului, you may find it more convenient to go to Lihue instead. We also have an outreach location set up at the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement at 70 East Ka'ahumanu Avenue in Kahului. And that's a very, very small outlet, and we can help with your applications there. And That's
We've
our
got
location.
Honolulu, we've got Kihei by Maui Brewing Company, and we've got the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, CNHA, has one in Kahului by Maui Mall. So we've got a lot of great opportunities for people to go in and meet with the SBA and learn about their programs and find out how they can help. You've been doing a great job. SBA has been amazing on the ground. And the folks have really been helping people also with their personal property loans. As you were saying, you could be a homeowner or a renter. Share with us a little bit about those programs and the kinds of help you've been able to provide.
Oh, yes. The personal property loans are for homeowners and renters, like you said, and we can lend up to $100,000 to replace personal property that was lost or damaged in the fires. This includes cars, and there were a lot of cars in Lahaina that were burned. So it's a good idea to go ahead and take a loan. Even if you don't think you want a loan, you should apply right away, because the last day to apply is going to be June 11th. And you don't have to take the money. In fact, one of the things that SBA has done in consideration for the unique Hawaii disaster is we have extended the disbursement period, meaning you don't need to take any money out of your loan for up to 24 months from the day you sign your papers. And then once you take any money, the clock starts. You don't have any payments due for 18 months. So that's giving you quite a bit of time to get everything ready, get your permits in order. I know nobody can build right now, and it's going to be a lot of people rebuilding at the same time. It's going to wreak havoc on the supply line, but we can help with that. And you also won't have to pay anything back or accrue any interest until 12 months from the date of your first disbursement. Now, it's important, if you need the money for your personal property, let's say you're moving into temporary housing, or you have a different location for your business and you want to get going, that's fine. We can loan you your money. We can give you a draw on your loan of up to $25,000 the day you sign your documents to put it in your account. So go ahead and apply, and if you don't think you want a loan, you'll at least have it there. It's horrible to need the money and not have it. It's better to have it there and not need it.
That is absolutely correct, and it's something we've really been trying to share with people. And I really appreciate both the extended deadline now to apply, but also, again, the extended period for people to take advantage of these loans. So can you, just so we really I want to cement that in everybody's mind, because this is something special for this disaster. Can you go through that timeline again? And because I really feel, as you said, you've got such great flexibility. But the key thing is to first get in the portal and apply by the deadline. And then they have all these different timelines. So if you could just share that again with everyone.
Yes, you won't have a payment due until 18 months from the day you sign your document. So let's say you do them now. A year and a half from now, you won't have a payment due if you get a draw right away. If you are not ready for the money, if you can't build and you just want to hold on to it until such time as you have yourself ready to rebuild, you can wait up to 24 months from today or whatever day you sign the document to take your first draw. And we're not going to put the money in your bank account and then you can just draw it whenever you need it. We will do a draw for you. We will work with you, and it's kind of like a construction loan when you're building a house anyway. We give it to you in segments, and so when you're ready for the money, you can call us and say, okay, I need to have my money now. And if in 24 months you're still not ready, talk to us, and we'll work with you. Maybe we can hold on to it for a little while longer. We can also cancel the loan, and then you have 6 months to say, okay, I want it back. I want it now. So if you apply and you are sleeping at night, you wake up in the middle of the night and say, oh my gosh, I don't want a $500,000 loan on my house right now, you can cancel it. But you can come back once you've had a chance to think it over and talk to your family and stuff like that.
I just am really so impressed by this program and the flexibility the SBA has given people because, so many are still dealing with trauma and really working through their plans. And of course, we're in tax season, and so they're learning different things about where they're at financially, and having to continue to make some challenging decisions. And I also love that they now have till June 11th to file for this loan. Okay, really, we so appreciate the flexibility. And I know, as Cynthia said, folks, if you're listening in and you're hearing what she's saying and you're looking at this, the other thing is you can reach out. You want to go to the business recovery centers and have these conversations early. They have counselors there and people to walk you through things as well. Because if you've never been through a construction loan before, maybe you've got it in your house. I've done one. I've built a house from scratch, and it's a process. So learn what that's like. Many people have just moved into their homes and are not familiar with what that looks like and how the loan disbursements are made. So they can really walk you through the process, and it is the most flexible process I've ever heard of, to be honest with you.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Oh, okay. We are funded by the taxpayers, and this is your agency. And so we are trying to be as adaptable to you and to Hawaii in particular. They've made a lot of changes just for Hawaii, and it's gratifying to me to see that they have done this because a lot of times people think of the government as this big agency and nobody's going to look me in the eye when I talk to them and stuff. But come into the recovery centers, and you can also go to the Disaster Recovery Center in Lahaina at the Civic Center in the gymnasium. And we, ask us questions. A lot of people have questions and they ask their auntie or they ask the guy next door, and everybody has a different story. You need to come to the source, and we'll talk to you and we'll answer you straight, and we'll make sure that you have the right information for you. And we've simplified the late application process. Technically, the deadline was December 11th, and then they established a grace period, and then they extended the grace period because we want people to have as much time as possible. The time will run out. So think about it, but don't think about it too long because you don't want to be late.
That's right. Again, the sooner you want to get your application in, don't miss those deadlines. Because again, even then, if you file the application, you have 6 months to say whether you want to take it or not. So you've got a period too that they will have that in queue for you. The other thing is, what I was really excited to hear recently is, we've been talking about what's been happening in our community and rebuilding. And of course, some people are saying for those who have existing home mortgages that they're still paying on, even though the house might not be there or severely damaged, that they may have a higher interest rate than is possible now through the SBA. So we understand that SBA has a great program that help business owners with commercial properties and homeowners look at their mortgage and maybe refi so that they can get a lower interest rate.
Yes, and that would be on top of your loan amount up to the limit of $500,000 for a homeowner or $2 million for a business. And it would be at the low rate. For businesses, that's 4%, which is very reasonable as far as I'm concerned. And then also for homeowners, the business is only the interest rate is only 2.5%. And so if you can refinance your existing mortgage or pay it down, we can, it'll be more helpful to you and it'll help you to qualify for an SBA loan. We look at your ability to repay and your credit history because it is a loan. But we try to make it as easy as possible for you to be able to afford it so that you can get your life back to the way it was the day before the fire happened.
Yeah, and that's really important. And the 2.5% for homeowners is amazing. And as you say, 4% is also amazing.
Yeah.
For the
and then for businesses, we also have the economic injury disaster loans, and that's just working capital to keep your business in business. We've had several success stories across Maui already that they've had to relocate their business or temporarily pivot to a different way of work of doing business. And these economic injury disaster loans, or EIDL, are there to help you to keep yourself in business. The main thing we want is for Maui's tax base and homeowners and renters to stay on Maui. We don't want them moving away, and we certainly don't want Lahaina to change. It will never be the same as it was August 7th, but we want it to stay the same as it can be.
Well, we so appreciate that. Of course, that is our great hope. And we are trying to work very hard to save, keep residents on Maui and save every business, one household, one business at a time. I know you folks are working hard to do the same. And I do want to say that as we work with the SBA, the flexibility in the organization, caring and compassion that we found to have the administrator herself, Isabel Guzman, visit Maui multiple times to be here and to have listening sessions and to work with people and work through challenges has been truly amazing. And, we are so grateful to have such a dynamic team in Hawaii and caring and understanding that, and especially with you with the history in Hawaii, understanding how important it is to keep our local families here.
Yes. And we really appreciate how gracious and welcoming the community on Maui has been. I mean, face it, government agencies in Hawaii have been around for a long time, and people look at it with trepidation and they say, I don't know if I can trust these people. But people have been so kind and so helpful to us, and doing what they can to understand what we're all about. And so we really appreciate the people of Maui and all of Hawaii.
Well, thank you so much for that. And it's great to have somebody here who really understands our islands and having grown up here and knows that. And it's tough when newcomers come in. There's so many things in Hawaii, but in our blended cultures. But we also know, and we've seen before, that families who've moved away for one reason or another, we lost a lot of families during COVID too, to the mainland, and it's so hard to come back once you've left your property in Hawaii. It's so hard to come back. So we appreciate
it is. But when you can come back, it's such a wonderful feeling.
It is. And that's what they say. Once you lived in Hawaii, it just lures you back. It's got that draw.
It's in your blood. Part of it.
That spirit. Yeah, that wonderful aloha spirit that keeps us all here. Yeah. Well, we so appreciate having you on the show this morning. Thank you so much for joining us and giving us that update. And we look forward to having you on again.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Aloha. Lovely to hear from Cynthia Cowell. And to know that she's been raised in Hawaii, really has a long history here. And I know we're going to have Gary's going to reach out and connect with Hazel Beck, who is the Deputy District Director of the U.S. Small Business Administration. And she has been working in that office since 2021. And before joining the SBA, Hazel served as the director of the Southern Cal Veterans, the SoCal Veterans Business Outreach Center, known as the VBOC, and she has hosted by Mira Costa College in Carlsbad, California. So she's been doing a lot of work with veterans from 2018 to 2021. She has also been the director of the Veterans Business Outreach Center in Chicago from 2015 to 2018. She was responsible for the overall management of the VBOC, ensuring that business development services were provided to transitioning active duty service members, Guard, Reserve, veterans, and military-connected family members. And prior to her work in Chicago, she served as the center director for the Hawaii Small Business Development Center, the SBDC, located in Kailua Kona on Hawaii Island for 6.5 years. So she too has local roots, and that SBDC provided a range of business consulting services to aspiring entrepreneurs, startup companies, and existing businesses. In addition to that, prior to coming to Hawaii, Hazel owned and managed several international consulting companies from 1990 through 2006. She holds a BA in Business Management, cum laude from Hiram College. She is currently pursuing a master's degree of Public Administration from National University. In addition to Hazel, we have Mike Arriola, District Director of the U.S. Small Business Administration's North Carolina District Office. And he oversees an office that drives economic development by assisting local entrepreneurs with starting and growing their businesses. He also directs the implementation of SBA programs related to accessing capital, business advice, and government contracts. The SBA's operations in North Carolina consist of the district office in Charlotte and satellite offices in Asheville, Raleigh, and Wilmington. Mike has been with the SBA since 1998. In 2004, he accepted the position in North Carolina to open up a satellite office in Asheville and was responsible for delivering the agency's programs and services in the 28 westernmost counties in the state. He moved to Charlotte to become the Deputy District Director for the state in 2014. He was then named District Director in May 2021. He has a business and corporate banking training. Mike has also worked for various banks, including Chase Manhattan, Bank of Hawaii in Honolulu for a period of time, and HSBC. He is a 1984 graduate of the University of California at Berkeley. In 2010, Mike completed his master's degree in public affairs from Western Carolina University. He has also studied economic development at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill School of Government. So we have two esteemed colleagues here from the SBA. Aloha and good morning, Hazel and Mike.
Aloha.
Aloha. So good to have both of you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know you are here. You were here on Maui yesterday and today, and you have been hitting the ground, meeting with a lot of people.
Yeah, it's great to be with you today, Pam.
Thank you. It's so great to have you. So, Hazel, I'm going to ask you to start off and share some of the work that you've been doing on Maui recently. You've been coming over quite a bit since the wildfires.
Thanks, Pam, and it's a pleasure to join you always on Business Matters. I have been here since September, and the Hawaii District Office was responsible for setting up the Business Resource Assessment Center in Kihei. We've also been coordinating and collaborating with various nonprofits that are working in the community, such as Pacific Gateway Center, Council for Native Hawaiians, Hawaiian Advancement, basically working with economic development groups, partnering where we can with the county, just with the overall goal to just try to get as many small businesses back online as possible. And we've also had several visits by the SBA administrator herself, Isabel Guzman. So that's some of the work that we've been doing in assisting small businesses in getting those loan applications moving if they get stuck.
And that's been very important. I really want to thank you for that because I know there was a technology change, and so I know you've been really championing how to help us get some of these applications through the portal. So for those listening, if you've had an application that's stuck, reach out to the Maui Chamber of Commerce. We are working with Hazel and the SBA team. If your application is stuck, if you haven't heard back, if you're just not sure, please reach out to us. Or if you feel like you were denied and want reconsideration, please reach out to us. And we are really making great strides and working together to get these applications re-reviewed, help you better understand things, help you understand. Like Cynthia was just saying, that maybe if you changed your or did a refi on your home mortgage, you could lessen that payment and be able to access a little bit more on the business side. So lots of opportunities to reevaluate. So make sure that you reach out to us. And Mike, we now have you here helping us out. Please introduce yourself and tell us about this work that you're going to be doing as the acting district director for the Hawaii district office.
Yeah, and thanks again for having me, Pam. Yeah, Mike Arriola. I'm the acting district director for the SBA for the Hawaii district office. I'm also the permanent district director or state director for the SBA in the state of North Carolina. And I'm here providing some leadership assistance with the Hawaii district office, while the previous district director is on a detail. So I'm happy to be with the folks here.
Well, we are so grateful to have you. Mike and I got to meet. Hazel and I had lunch yesterday, so we had a great conversation talking about programs and things that they're moving forward with and how they're helping. And Hazel, that is really a big part of the work that the SBA is continuing to do in the support of small business on Maui. We just talked to Cynthia a little bit about the BRAC, but can you share a little bit more on again some of that work you're doing through the BRAC and with the resource partner?
Sure, Pam. The Business Resource Assessment Center down in Kihei, if you haven't had a chance to come down, it would be a good idea to come for a visit. So what the BRAC is, it's on the second floor of the Maui Research and Technology Center, and it's a trade show, so to speak, of all the resource partners that are available to assist small businesses. So they're all in one room. The people aren't in that room, but the organizations are represented. So there are tables in that room all decked out as if they were in a trade show with floor banners and pull-ups. And it's a concierge-style experience. So when you come to the BRAC, you'll be greeted by the concierge. Only 4 pieces of information will be requested: your name, your business name, your email, and the best phone number to reach you at. And then you'll be escorted by the concierge from table to table with an explanation of the programs and services that each of the resources that are on the tables can offer you to assist you with your business. So in the room, we have Operation Hope, we have SCORE Hawaii, we have the Veteran Business Outreach Center of the Pacific, we have the Mink Center for Business and Leadership, Women's Business Center, we have the Maui Small Business Development Center represented, we have the Pacific Gateway Center represented, providing assistance to immigrants and non-English speakers. And of course, we have a spot for you on the SBA table, the Maui Chamber of Commerce.
And we are so grateful for the partnership and the work that you've been doing there to establish that amazing program and work with all of those different groups. And, you have really been working, again, also to help these entrepreneurs kickstart their business again and get those services. Share a little bit about how, through those partners, and the work that you're doing. You're making a difference in helping businesses pivot, especially at this critical time.
Yes, we are working with all the resource partners that we mentioned that are in the BRAC to offer a series of workshops that'll be coming in the near future. We are working with the Government Contracting Business Development Group at the SBA. They're going to be on island in May, and they're going to be conducting a government contracting workshop. And this will be for people interested in finding out more about government contracting, finding out what it would mean to do subcontracting, and what does it mean to be a prime. So it's a little bit of everything for everybody. So more to come on that. We're also going to be doing workshops explaining the concept of entrepreneurship, helping people decide if that would be something that they would like to do. We'll also be doing a workshop called Kickstart Your Business, which is low-cost, no-cost, fun ideas that you could implement almost immediately, drop down profit to the bottom line. So we're working with the business partners. We're working with economic development organizations. We're also working closely with the Office of Disaster Recovery and Resilience. So it really is a whole SBA approach, including resource partners and other organizations.
And through there, and you mentioned a little bit about that concierge service, you're really also addressing a lot of different loan questions. Can you talk a little bit about what are some of the things you're hearing and how the BRC is assisting people with those loan questions?
Sure. And as Pam indicated, if you have been denied or if you haven't heard anything on your loan for quite some time, please feel free to either contact Pam or come to the Business Recovery Center in KA or go into the Disaster Recovery Center at the Lahaina Civic Center. We are working with businesses as they identify themselves with a situation where the loan application is not being advanced. So some of the things to watch out for is you may be getting phone calls with an area code that you don't recognize. If you have a loan application in, you want to make sure you answer those calls. Make sure you stay on your email, because if there is a challenge with your loan application, the SBA is going to try to contact you. The only two ways they can do that, phone and email. And I know a lot of people, a lot of us, we're not picking up a call if we don't recognize the area code. But in this case, it's important to pick up the call. If you're asked to provide additional documentation, respond in a timely manner and make sure that you get that documentation loaded up. And there is access to the portal, my SBA portal, where you can actually track the progress of your loan application. Again, if you're not sure how to do any of the things I've just talked about, stop in at the BRC in Kihei or the DRC up in Lahaina.
Yeah, and I know your team will walk them through. And folks, we literally had some cases where people were given a loan, but they were dealing with so much through the wildfires that they hadn't checked the portal or hadn't checked their email in a while. Or, in some cases, they just didn't answer a call because they didn't recognize the number. And so then that put their loan in sort of a hold status as the SBA was waiting for those individuals to reach back out and take the next step in the process. So be watching. In the meantime, reach out to the BRC or the Valley Chamber of Commerce and let us know how we can help and help keep those things on track. Mike, you've been doing this for a long time. We're so glad to have you assisting us here in Hawaii. And you've been working with resource partners as well that can assist small businesses. Can you share about some of the programs that you're working with and what they can offer our small businesses?
Sure, yeah. The Small Business Administration sponsors a number of different resource partners that can provide direct assistance to our small businesses. And here in the state of Hawaii, we've got 4 of them. There's the Maui Small Business Development Center, partially funded by the SBA. They have full-time paid counselors that can help folks whether they're looking to start a business or expand a business. And they tend to have specialty areas of assistance as well. There's also SCORE, which is a volunteer network of counselors, men and women, both retired and still active in business. And unlike the SBDC counselors, SCORE mentors are volunteers, so they're not available, during a regular 40-hour work week. But because a lot of these folks are previous business owners, former executives in big corporations, they have a wealth of experience that they can provide to small businesses who are looking to start or develop and grow. So we've got SBDC, we've got SCORE. We also have the Women's Business Center, the Patsy Mink Center for Business and Leadership Women's Business Center, that is available for assistance for our folks here. Very soon, SBA is going to be opening a Women's Business Center outlet right here in Maui. Currently, the one that exists is on Oahu, and they can provide some service. But we're very much looking forward to opening up a Maui Women's Business Center, and folks have been awarded. And stay tuned for more news on that. So we've got the SBDC, we've got SCORE, we've got the Women's Business Center, and the fourth and final program area where the SBA actually provides funding or support is the VBOC, the Veterans Business Outreach Center of the Pacific. And as you can guess, the VBOC, the Veterans Business Outreach Center, has a specialty focus on veterans, veteran spouses, active duty military, etc. And they can provide assistance in helping veteran folks navigate the landscape of entrepreneurship. Many of the VBOCs across our country provide specialized coursework. One of them is called Boots to Business, where it's a series of modules where folks that are transitioning service members can learn about entrepreneurship as a viable life mission post active duty service. And so that's something that's very active here in Hawaii. And every now and then, the VBOC also hosts something called Boots to Business Reboot, not just for transitioning service members, but for veterans who are already in business or looking to start a business. And we can provide some technical assistance, training modules, etc., on that sort of thing. So there you go. 4 resource partners: SBDC, VBOC, the Veterans Business Outreach Center, SCORE, the Volunteer Mentors, and the Women's Business Center with an outlet coming soon to the island of Maui.
We are so excited. I know they've been visiting Maui recently, and it's just, all of these are such amazing programs. And so it's great to know that the SBA is helping to fund these programs so that we here on Maui have access to these amazing opportunities. In addition
Absolutely,
to that,
and we're really thrilled to be able to announce that Maui is going to be the recipient of a Women's Business Center. So stay tuned for that.
I'm excited. We have been wanting that for a long time. There's so many amazing women entrepreneurs here, and that is going to be thrilling. I can't wait to hear about that. And all of the programs are truly amazing. But in addition to that, there's so many amazing resources that the SBA has on their website. Can you talk a little bit about what people can learn on the SBA website as they're looking to get into business or learn more or get involved in finding a lender and moving their business to the next level? There's so many things that maybe people don't know in that wealth of information.
Sure. Folks would want to go to sba.gov. Real easy to remember, sba.gov, or sba.gov/HI to visit the Hawaii District Office SBA website. Find out a little bit about local resources and our coverage and that sort of thing. But there's a bunch of applications available on our website. There is the SBA Learning Center where folks can take a look at online courses and tutorials, for example. And there is also the Ascent platform, which is a series of modules for folks geared toward folks wanting to start a business. There's also something called Lender Match. Think of it as Match.com for finding an SBA lender, where you as a business owner can input, your name, how much you need, what kind of business you have, what you need the funds for. And all of these lenders that are subscribing to, small business Maui, Hawaii, looking for funding up to $5 million, all of the lenders that have those search criteria can reply back to you and initiate an application. That's called lender match. So all of these things you can find just with a simple keyword search at SBA.gov.
So many amazing programs to take advantage of. I like that. I like Match.com. Hopefully these matches last a little longer. But I think that's so awesome. That is very cool. So many great programs that the SBA has. And I just think that you folks on the ground, we're very blessed to have you both. Appreciate all the amazing work that you're doing and delivering new and expanded programs to us during these times. And I know that these partnerships with the SBA, are long-term, and we really appreciate all that's being built to continue to help serve and make investments in our community as we go through a fairly long recovery period. But these are the kinds of things that will help us shorten that recovery period and get our businesses back operating, our employees employed, get to more normalcy in our families, and give people expanded hope. So thank you so much for the tremendous efforts that you're both doing.
Absolutely. We are happy to be of help and to be of service to our folks here at Maui.
Thank you, Pam, and we appreciate the relationship with the Maui Chamber of Commerce.
Well, it's our great pleasure to partner with you and to serve, and thank you both for being on the show, and we will be doing periodic updates, so we'll have you on again.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Great. Aloha.
Thank you. Me too. Aloha. All right. Well, we're going to ask Gary to reach out to Roseann Freitas, and while he's connecting with Roseann, just want to share a little bit about Roseann. She is the CEO of BIA Hawaii, the Building Industry Association of Hawaii, and is a seasoned business leader with experience in communications, public relations, operations, and construction management. Prior to her role at BIA, you may have worked with Roseann before as a PR and communications manager with the Better Business Bureau and vice president of operations for Archipelago Hawaii, which did luxury home design. Roseann holds a bachelor's degree in business administration from the University of Mount Olive, and it's our great pleasure to have Roseann on to tell us a little bit more about BIA Hawaii and what it does. Good morning, Roseann. How are you?
I'm doing well, Pam. How are you doing?
I am excellent. Are you back in the island?
I'm sorry, I could barely hear you there. Say that again?
I said, are you back in the island? Can you
hold on, Pam. Just hold on a second. Okay, say that again. For some reason, I'm not hearing you very well.
Oh, okay, this is much better for me, too. I said, are you back in Hawaii? Are you back in the island?
Yes, I am. Yeah, sorry about that. Yes, I got back last Thursday. It was a great trip to D.C., just to hear, what's happening at the Home Association at that level, on the national level, and to actually get to interact with other home builders from other states and hear that we have some similar issues.
Well, that is good to always, get the bigger picture and see some of those things that are leading at a different level. So we are so excited to now have you as the CEO of BIA Hawaii. Can you share with everybody a little bit about what BIA Hawaii does?
BIA Hawaii is the voice for the construction industry here in Hawaii. So it's like a stool, Pam. It's a three-legged stool. We have, on one side of it, we have, of course, our events. And people know us for our home show over here on Oahu. Also, we have trade, our B2B events, getting to do golf tournaments, general membership meetings, so the networking side of it. But the other two sides are really important as well, and that is our advocacy side, and that is listening to what's coming down from a state level or a city and county level, from a legislative side. We want to make sure we're still able to build in Hawaii, but of course build responsibly. So it's just keeping an eye on what's happening and how that is going to impact building and, of course, affordability. And then the third part of that is the education side, and that would probably is the one that excites me the most, and that is really helping with the workforce development, really helping for our youth to be able to get into the trades and give them those pre-apprenticeship type programs. But in addition to that early workforce development, we also have other programs that can help people along the way and build up their skill set. And one of those classes is our Certified Aging in Place. And I always joke that I know how to age in place because I do it daily. But this really is, yeah, I know. It's really focusing on how we can get our homes ready so that when we get to a certain age, we don't have to leave our homes. We can stay in them as long as we can. So it's really educating the industry on how to design and build so we can stay in our homes longer as we age.
I think that's tremendous. That's absolutely, of course, something that will be helpful. And I'm always fascinated with how many new products there are in the marketplace that make a tremendous difference.
It really does. When we stop and we think about it, like it's just as simple when we talk about aging in place. Sometimes even if you're young and you're doing a remodel, it's really a good idea to put some of the bracing in the wall. Once you have the walls open, it's a lot easier to do. But that should you get down that road and you do need those grab bars, it's easier to install without ripping out walls because it does need backing. But then grab bars don't have to look ugly anymore. They're functional. They can be towel bars, all sorts of cool things to mimic so people don't realize what they really are.
Right. We've got, lots of new exciting design details. Yeah, that's awesome. I love hearing about that. And also as somebody, like you said, we are aging in place. We're getting up there, as we all are. We all age every day. Yeah. So, but nice to know that that's a good point. We're talking about some pieces to help people look at remodeling a different way. But to think about that aging in place is really important. I know you've really been, coming into this new position, you've really come up with a great vision for the association. Can you talk a little bit about that vision that you're working on?
So one thing we're really wanting to do is just get back to really the foundation of it. So for me, these first 3 months have also been building the team internally, getting everybody ready, but really to help with all of the islands. So right now, Kauai has their own NAHB organization, but now here we get to handle Big Island, Maui County, Oahu, Molokai, all of those, and really get to help strengthen our ties amongst our islands, because anybody who does business out here knows how hard it is to do business out here. I mean, Pam, you know that more than anybody as you deal with so many businesses. But for us on the construction side, it's also bringing in those materials. So really working to be more efficient, get our trades the education that they need, fight for them at the legislative level, and really help build Hawaii, but try to work on that affordability angle. Because I don't know about you, Pam, but I still have a child living at home because it is too expensive for them to be able to move out. And I'm just grateful that she hasn't left for the mainland and that she's still willing to stay.
I hear that. I'm very fortunate. My daughter has just been able to move home because we're selling our homes to get some more land so that she can. And it's very tough for our kids to be able to come back after going away and afford land here, and it's very tough for families. That's why we have so many living multi-generational families living in a multi-generational home. So, as you know, housing is one of our top priorities at the Maui Chamber of Commerce, and we're so excited to be able to partner with you and BIA because housing is a top priority. We have a shortage across the state. And certainly our shortage in Maui was exacerbated by the wildfires. So We are here, and that is one of our top advocacy issues every year at the legislature. So we look forward to joining you.
And just to let you know, Pam, when I was in D.C., that's what everybody came to talk to me about was Maui and how Maui people were doing and how the recovery was going. So it is still top of mind to not just us here in the state, but to at the national level. So we really need to focus on that affordability, but getting those people displaced somewhere they can, have a temporary home until it can be rebuilt.
Yes, absolutely. And there are many options. We have so many options available and have been sharing it with government and FEMA. And now FEMA's got RFPs out. So they worked really hard to work with our local builders so we could keep that capacity at home, we hope.
Yes.
And we're really working hard to make sure that we start getting some units built beyond the temporary housing that people are going to be placed in for the next 12 to 18 months. So this is an exciting time for us to partner together. We've got a couple quick minutes, so I'd like you to share a little bit about some of the activities that you are working on for this year, and if you can tell everybody how they can reach out to you.
Okay, so right now we are getting geared up again for our home show this summer. So, of course, as anybody knows, planning those big shows takes a lot of time. So we will be having a show here on Oahu, August 9th through 11th. So there's a lot of planning. But before then, we have some fun events as far as the golf tournament. But come in June, we are bringing in a speaker from the National Association of Home Builders whose job is just research and economics. So they're going to pull the numbers just for Hawaii and really help us understand what those numbers mean and what they look like for Hawaii, and especially in comparison to the mainland. So we're excited about that one. And then on the education side, actually in a couple of days, we're partnering with the YWCA, Waiwahine program, really working on a program that could help women in construction with capital readiness. So a lot of great things coming up and a whole lot more than that, but those are just a preview of a few things this year.
Well, that is fantastic, Roseann. Very quickly, can you share your phone number with everybody?
Okay. So first of all, probably the best way to reach us really is biahawaii.org, O-R-G. And then let me grab, because Pam, I haven't memorized my phone number yet.
You know what? Then we're gonna have to close the show, but we'll let people look for you online at BIA Hawaii. And we're so glad that you could join us on the show. I know the time goes quickly. To all who joined us today, thank you for joining us for Business Matters, brought to you by the Maui Chamber of Commerce. I just want to send everybody blessings and best wishes for a beautiful Maui day, and hope you'll join us again next Tuesday. Ahui ho!